Hey everyone, welcome back to Education Experts. I am Bharti Sharma, your spoken English educator. So I welcome you all in my next part of tenses series, which is based on future indefinite tense. So let's get started. Let's jump into the definition first. So its definition says that future indefinite tense is also known as simple future tense. It describes an action that will take place, in the coming time or in the future. We used shall and will in this tense, followed by the V1, right? So basically, if what it talks about the upcoming time, whatever the action we are going to do in the upcoming time, that we talk about in future indefinite tense, right? And now, what is the auxiliary verb that we are going to use? It is will plus shall. Now, let me tell you, in the whole future tenses series, future related tenses series, we are going to use will and shall no matter what, right? Now, how do we use that we will discuss in the later part, right? For future indefinite tense, we use only simple will and shall. For future continuous, there's another thing that we join together, means will be and shall be. For future perfect, it's going to be will have, be, will have or shall have. And for future perfect continuous, it should be will have been, shall have been, plus plus plus, right? Whatever it is. So let's coming back to the future indefinite tense. So what are the helping verbs that we are going to use as will and shall plus one? I hope it is clear for you. Let's jump into the examples. So here are the examples. He will propose her after she gets married. He will propose her after she gets married. So he will maybe propose. I mean, that's just a stupid thing, I guess. If he will propose her after she gets married, that's a stupid thing, I guess. So until unless he is the same person that who is going to marry the same girl, right? Until unless all right. So he will propose her after she gets married. Now in this sentence, two actions are happening at the same time, and after and before thing that we have studied from the past perfect tense. And with that tense, you can see after she gets married, gets over here is showing you the present simple. But he will propose you. First we have used a future indefinite tense, right? Next up we have is we will kill them. We will kill them. Next up we have is I will do this work. I will do this work. I will. Now we can also say this sentence is I shall do this work, because we can use will and shall with both with I and we. But if you want to get more grammatically correct, at that time I will suggest you that you should use shall with I and we. That should be more grammatically correct, plus it will create a more good impression on the other person if you use shall with I and we, right? And especially if you are writing in any formal manner, at that time you definitely should use shall with I and we, right? Next up we have is he will drive a scooty. He will drive a scooty. Drive is obviously first form of the main verb. Daniel will butcher the buffalo. Next up, cars will operate on electricity in future. That's a truth actually, that cars will operate on electricity in future, and I think it's started also. Must have seen electrical scooty, I guess, if you noticed. I have seen a lot of him. Next up we have is Vigyan Gandhi will be our new ruler. They will make up for the destruction. You will consider his request someday. He will make an airplane. He will make an airplane. All the best for him. Next up we have is they will take benefits from the government by protesting. She will fall in love with a. That's a cute one. I hope now this is clear for you. We just have to put he, will and shall, and with that we have to use first form of the main verb. Apart from that, what you have to keep it in mind is we use shall with I and that I'm going to tell you in later part of the video as well. So let's move forward. All right, you people. Now let's start with uses of future indefinite tense. So basically, there are two uses that we are going to discuss in this video. After this, I'm going to tell you some other ways related to future indefinite. So first, let's understand what are the uses of future indefinite tense. First up we have is it is used to denote the future It is used to denote the future action that is not taken place. Obviously, if you're talking about future, how can it take place right now, right? So we are talking about the future action that has not taken place yet. Let's see some examples. We shall meet tomorrow. So the action is not taking place yet. We shall meet tomorrow. Next up we have is they will not go to school by bus. All right. Next up we have is it is used to express the speaker's opinion or future assumptions, means what we think about the future events, right? That means it is used to express the speaker's opinions or future assumptions, means what we think about the future. That means if you want to express your future assumptions, if you have assumed that they will have a happy married life, or he will become doctor, he shall be I shall go to that party tomorrow or day after tomorrow. So you are doing what? You are assuming, right? That means you are thinking about the future events. That time you use. How? Let's see some examples. To express these kind of sentences, you need to know that to express these kind of sentences, the words like think, expect, believe, sure, probably, perhaps are used. Obviously, right? If you want to express these kind of sentences, you should use these kind of words: think, expect, believe, sure, probably, and perhaps, right? Let's see some examples of it. I think they will come back. I think they will come back together, right? For whatever the reason they have broken up, I think they will come back again for sure. So you can say this thing in any context. Like, I am assuming this thing as there are two people who have broken up for some reason, and now I think they will come back, right? Next up we have is I believe India will win the match. Unfortunately, India has lost the match, but I'm not talking about the match that has passed away. I'm talking about the future events. So I believe the upcoming time period, India will definitely win the match. Fingers crossed. Next up we have is I'm sure he will pass the examination. Yes, I'm sure. Probably it will rain tomorrow. Probably means when you're not really sure and you are again assuming and you are 50-50% sure when you're telling about the probability, right? So at that time you can use future indefinite tense. So probably it will rain tomorrow. Next up we have is perhaps he will find them here. Perhaps he will find them here. There. I hope now both of the uses is definitely you have got the uses of future indefinite tense. Let's move forward. Now let's learn about other ways for expressing future indefinite tense. So there are a lot of ways that you can express future indefinite tense. And what are they? Let's understand it one by one. First up we have is going to. With going to, the base form of the verb is right. How? Let's understand the structure. P, subject plus be, and you know when I talk about be, that means is, am, are, right? Subject plus be plus going to plus we. If you are using this sentence, that also means that you are expressing future indefinite. Yes, that's a true. Let's see some examples of it. Before that, let's understand this line. It expresses the intention of the speaker. Yes, it expresses the intention of the speaker and about decided action that will happen in the clear. He is going to buy a new bicycle. He is going to buy a new bicycle. What does this mean? This means this line is telling you about the intention of the speaker. The speaker's intention over here is that he has decided that he will buy a new bicycle. And you can, instead of saying he will buy a new bicycle, you can also say it as he is going to buy a new bicycle, right? Both are the correct way. Next up we have is I'm going to do it tomorrow, I shall do it tomorrow, and I'm going to do it tomorrow, or I will going to do. Both all of these three examples are absolutely correct. All of these things are definitely representing future events, right? So I'm going to do it tomorrow, I shall do it tomorrow, I will do it tomorrow. Clear? Next up we have is it is used to express the action that is on the point of occurring. That means, look, I'm going to jump in the water. That means this thing, this particular line is expressing on the point of occurring. On the point of occurring means I'm just about to do this. If I'm just about to, for example, there's a person who is in front of me and I want to slap him. So I want to say that I just want to slap him, and I'm telling you about the on the point of occurring means, look, I'm just going to slap him, or I can say I will slap him. But I'm telling you about the going to expressions, right? The two expressions where you can going to. If you have decided and if you want to express the speaker's intention, at that time you can use going to. Also, if you are just about to do something, that means you're on the point of occurring, that time you can use going to. Look, I'm going to jump into the water. That means, look, just I'm just about to go to into the water, right? Next up we have is, let's get on the bus. It's going to leave. It's going to leave means it can leave anytime. Just get on the bus, right? So this is how you can tell it, right? Let's move forward and understand some other ways as well. Now, next other way of using going to, you can use it. We can also use it with the action which seems likely or certain. If in the present time, if in the present there's something that tells about the future. How? The sky is full of black clouds, right? The sky is full of black clouds and it is going to rain. So I'm not really sure that it is definitely going to be rain. I am just, it seems likely, it seems certainly that it might rain, right? So I can also say it as it is going to rain. Next up is, the boat is full of water, it is going to sink. And now again, there is a probability. It may happen that we can save the water, or it may happen that it is going to definitely sink, right? So this is the way, another way that you can express going to. Next is shall will, tells about a decision made now. Shall and will tells about a decision that is made now, right now. And going to tells about a decision that is made earlier, right? Next up, for example, I will buy a house next week. That means I have made a decision made right now that I will buy a house next week. And if I'm saying I'm going to buy a house next week, that means the decision has made already earlier, right? I've not made it right now, right? This decision has already, right? So this is the difference between shall and going to. And I've already told you in what sense we can use going to. There are three senses that I've told you. So keeping that in mind, let's move forward. Next up we have is be about to. When we are using be about to in a sentence, at that time also you can say that we are going to use be about to in the replacement of future indefinite. How? It is used to express an action of immediate future. When do we use that? It is used to express an action of immediate future. How? See, this is the structure. Subject be plus about to. Where we were using going to can replace with about to. So about to plus V1. How? Let's see some example. Don't go out. It is about to rain. It is about to, or it is going to rain. All of these are similar to each other. All of these names, whatever you're using, that's up to you, right? Don't go out. It is about to rain. The train is about to depart for Delhi. The train is about to depart for Delhi. Again, the main theme. Let's move forward. Next up we have is B2. First we have understood about going to. Next we have understood about to. Now it is B2. B2. It is used to show a certain action in the future, right? Subject plus be plus to plus we. He is to complete his work soon. That means the action, the certain action in the future, he is to complete his work soon. I'm not telling you the specific time, but I'm telling you that he is to complete his work soon. I'm to complete my thesis next. Thesis means research, right? I am to complete my thesis next. I hope now this is clear for you. Now there is another use, the way that you can use current definition. You might be wondering now. I'll tell you, I'm here for that only. So next up is this. Yes, that means simple present tense at that time. If you remember, when we were starting the tenses series, I have told you this thing at that time also, that we use future indefinite tense and simple present tense. How it is used to describe certain plans. I have told you this thing that in that video also, if you remember. So it is used to describe certain plans, official timetables, programs, and for a future time. It is used to show the future time words like soon, shortly, tonight, tomorrow, next week, in a few minutes, till, as soon as, before, after, and a lot of it. Right? Let's see some examples. The meeting is next Monday. I'm using over here is. The meeting is next. The meeting will be on next. Right? So we can use present simple also to show the future events, the future timings, right? So that we have already decided, right? So the meeting is next Monday. The school opens on 10th July. The school opens on 10th July. That means this is definitely a part of a simple present, as well as this shows the future event. Please finish the work. Please finish this work as soon as possible. Please finish this work as soon as possible. Let's wait till Sohan completes his work. Right? So all of these things are representing future simple present, simple present tense, but also at the same time they are expressing the future events that are going to happen. Right? I hope now this much is clear to you. Let's move forward and understand, is there anything left? Is there any other way left that we can use future indefinite? Let's find it out. All right, before that, let me tell you a note. Above all, sentences are in the simple present tense, but they expresses future happenings. That I have already told you. Now let's find out, is there any other way left that we can use future indefinite tense? Yes or no? I think yes. Yeah. So here is the last way that we can use future indefinite tense. How? Present continuous tense. At that time also we can use future indefinite tense. How? It is used to express the plans for the future, right? The words like tomorrow, tonight, this month are used to express the action. Here, going to form is also used to describe the action. Clear? Example, he is going to buy a new car. Obviously, going to itself is representing you the present continuous tense, I guess. If you remember, I've told you. Yeah. Next up we have is, I'm going to Delhi tomorrow. I shall go to Delhi tomorrow. That is also correct. I'm going to Delhi tomorrow. That's also. We shall go out tonight. We are going tonight. John is arriving this morning. John will arrive this morning. All of these exactly same, does mean same. I'm just telling you there are a lot of ways that you can use future indefinite tense. I hope now this is clear for you. Let's understand contraction form. So we use shall with I and we. I've told you this thing already. And we use will with you, they, he, she, and they. And let's talk about contractions. I shall becomes I'll. I'll. It sounds like that I'm telling you I will, but it actually means I shall, right? I shall, I'll. Will, you'll. They will, they'll. He will, he'll. 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 I hope you got it, right? Let's move forward and understand sentences structures. All right, now let's understand sentence structure for affirmative sentences. So here is the structure. Subject, shall, will, MV1, object, and other words. The starting of this video, I've already told you that we are going to use will and shall plus V. That you have to keep it in your mind. Otherwise, the structures are very simple. The sentences are very simple. I'm going to first give you my examples, and after that, you have to do it your example. So let's get started with examples. All right, first example we have is Ram will castigate you. Castigate means to punish someone, right? Ram will punish you, you can say, or you can say Ram will castigate you. So it's the most simple one, right? Subject, will, plus castigate plus you. Object, subject. I shall wash my clothes tomorrow. I shall, as I've told you, shall will be used with I and we. I shall wash first form my clothes tomorrow. We shall go to London. We shall go to party tomorrow. Today the guest will come to our home. I shall pass my board exams, hopefully. He will come to my home tomorrow. He will meet me on Sunday. They will extol me for my good. Now you might be thinking, what does extol means? Extol means in Hindi. Let's talk in English. Extol means in English is praise. When you praise someone, that's what we call it. They will extol me for my good performance. Last but not least is I shall follow the rules of the class, and you should follow the rules of the class, right? So I hope our video sentences are definitely clear for you. Let's move forward and understand negative sentences. Next up, we have a sentence structure for negative sentences. In the negative sentences of future indefinite tense, not is used after shall or will, followed by the V1 first form of the verb, right? So this you need to keep in your mind. When we are using future indefinite tense, not is used after shall or will, followed for the phase 1. That's what we have done in all the tenses. After helping verb, we have used not. Okay. So subject, shall, will, not, V1, object, and other words. So here are the examples. We will not participate in the competition, or you can also say it, we shall not participate in the competition. I'm not saying that if you're using will after the we, it would be wrong. Of course not. But I'm just telling you, if you're going to use shall after the we, that would be more grammatically correct, right? Next up we have is we will not waste our time. Shall not waste our time. I shall not go to the party tomorrow. We shall not go to Shimla next week. They will not play cricket. She will not take the exam this year. I will not meet her. It will not rain tomorrow, and he will not help us tomorrow. Every sentence is very simple one. I am sure you can definitely make them now and try to practice this. Let's move forward. Now we have sentence structure for interrogative sentences. So here is the subject, shall, will. Whenever we are going to make interrogative sentences, at that time you need to use subject, you need to use auxiliary verb plus subject, V1, object, and other words. And there is one thing left in this sentence, which is what? Which is obviously one thing, that is question mark, right? That's the most important thing in interrogative sentences that you need to keep in your mind. Clear? Let's see some examples of it. Will he go to his office tomorrow? See, will, according to the structure, will plus subject, he plus V1, go plus object to his office, the words tomorrow. Will he go to his office tomorrow? Will he go to his office tomorrow? Shall I look good in this dress? I often ask this question to someone when we are at the shopping mall or shopping center. At that time, we ask this to the other person whom with we are, that will this dress or shall I look good in this dress? This is the most common question asked by girls. So better be prepared. Next up we have is, will he bring some food for the guests? Will you give him your book? Will you buy a new chair? Shall I come to your office tomorrow? Will they go to school? And will her sister software engineer? Right? I hope this thing is clear for you. Forward. All right, now it's time for sentence structure of interrogative negative sentences. So here is the sentence structure for interrogative negative sentences. Again, there is one thing missing. How I forgot this. So this is the sentence structure for interrogative sentences, and shall, will, subject, not, V1, object, other words, and question. All right, now let's understand some examples of it. Won't they go to Delhi? Won't they go to Delhi? Now you might be thinking, what is won't? So let me tell you. Won't means will plus not. And when we contract both the things, it becomes won't. And we don't use this in formal writing. When you are writing in a formal manner, then you don't use it. I'm telling it, I'm repeating myself again and again. Please do keep remember this thing in your mind. Right? Next up we have is, will she not be a doctor? Won't Ratan arrive here? Shall we not take exams at the end of the semester? Will they not buy a new car? Will she not send me a letter? Won't Geeta be a software engineer? Will she not drive a car? Every sentence is very simple. Just follow the structure and you are good to go. I hope this is clear. Let's move forward and understand double interrogative sentences. Alright, now let's learn sentence structure for WH family or double interrogative. So this would be the structure. The structure would exactly be the same as interrogative sentences. You just have to put WH family before the whole structure. WH family, will, subject, V1, object and other words plus question mark. So let's directly jump into the examples. When will you go to school? When will you go to school? Can you answer this question in yes or no? Obviously not, right? You need to give the explanation of this question. Why will she leave from here? Why will she leave from here? Where will Ram go to in Delhi? What will you do in Lucknow? When will you bath? When will you take bath actually? Why will they run? When will you take bath? Let me correct it first. Take bath, okay? Otherwise, everything is correct. All right. So I hope with this last sentence is why will they run? वो भागे क्यों? वो भागेंगे क्यों? Right? So this would be the sentences. I hope you're clear with the sentences structure. And I'm going to meet you in my next video. Till then, thank you so much for watching and stay connected. Be happy.